with the foundation or the basis established, I want to now find out, is there scholarship for visually impaired persons or in general persons living with disability?
Well, so the scholarships available are for all students. So get fund, whether you have a disability or not, you can apply. Scholarship Secretariat, whether you have a disability or not, you can apply, or GMPC fund. So these scholarship platforms are there for all students. But let me make this advocacy that I know they are doing it, but we can more room for improvement. We should create more slots for persons with disabilities who apply to get fund. More slots for persons with disability who apply to scholarship secretariat. Okay. These are government funding for Ghanaian citizens. And I believe that, and as I said, having a disability is a challenge on its own.
Yeah.
Going through the system to become somebody meaningful, to contribute to your community is also a challenge. So we should be able to create the enabling environment. So making scholarship very, very accessible. In fact, the disability law provides that education must and should be free for all persons with disability at all levels.
Sure.
Now we know senior high school education is free. Is a government policy for all students who go to SHS. But when you come to the university, how many families are willing and ready to support a person with disability to go through the university? If the person is not well educated, that a person with disability can really contribute positively, it will be difficult for them to spend on that person with disability to go through the ranks of education at the tertiary level. But if government makes education free for persons with disability at the tertiary level, I think we'll be experiencing good successes. Yeah. We'll be here, yes, there will be a lot of testimony. So I'm seriously and strongly advocating that tertiary education should be free for persons living with disability.
So that's what you're advocating for.
That is what
tertiary education as well should be
free for persons living with disability.
With disability.
Yes. I mean, we are not too many that government cannot absorb.
Put a burden on government.
No, not at all. And look at the statistics. If you fail to educate the persons with disability to go through the ranks of education, they will end up on the streets and they will become burden to you and I and the society and the country, which will not speak well of us. So instead of leaving them on the street to become beggars and burden on their families and communities, why don't you rather create the enabling environment for them to have that access? Secondly, unemployment. Now, having gone through the pain of becoming, an independent person, you've gone through the ranks of education. Now you would have to struggle to gain employment, which I think is also very bad as it stands now. I think there should be an automatic absorption of persons with disability into the employment or into our workspace.
Yeah.
And to our workplace. Again, the number is not too huge that government cannot take persons with disability in teaching or those who want to go into AG. We should be able to create that system where when you graduate and you qualify, you should just be absorbed into the system. You should just be absorbed into the system. At least if you are without a disability, you can find your ways and means of at least earning some money on a daily basis. But it becomes very difficult for you, the person with disability. So I believe strongly that we should put in immediately a system where we can right away absorb people who graduate from the tertiary education.
Yeah, sure. So I'm strongly hoping that this plea from Mr. Caruthers Tetteh will go a long way, or his plea will be heard by the government to also make tertiary education free for persons living with disability, so that it doesn't become a burden, or they don't become a burden to the society that or in the country that we live in.